I made it to Runza number 3 on my Runza journey. I'm here at 11th and Cornhusker Streets in Northwest Lincoln to try out some Runza fries because, well, bad joke incoming, but it is Friday, so yes, I hate myself too. Anyway, let's see if those Runza fries are worth the hype. Sadly, my microphone just died, so you're gonna have to deal with all the road noise, and you're right up close and personal with you. But that's okay, because we're still gonna try those fries. So here they are. We got some beautiful crinkle cut fries, as you can see. I've already had a few because I thought my mic was working, but it wasn't, so we're taking another take 2. But as you can see at first look, they look pretty decent. Pretty standard, your crinkle cut fries. So there they got those little ridges. A little golden brown. But the nice thing, they were only $1.09 because they got like a Runza happy hour thing between 2 and 5, and the medium fries were only $1. So add in those 9 cents for the Nebraska taxes. That's right, supporting the economy. And yeah, there you go. You know, they're fries. That's all I can say. If you've had French fries before, you probably had something like this. I normally like to get my fries with some sauce, some ketchup, something like that, but it just isn't happening on their own. I wanted to give these things a moment to shine, to see what they're made of, and they're made of potatoes, but beyond that, yeah, they're just potatoes. I mean, $1.09, okay, they're all right. They are golden hot, and I suppose homemade fresh and medium. Next time I think I'm gonna try some Runza Ranch with this stuff. I've heard that's good too. But yeah, the fries on their own, probably give them a 4 out of 10, just the fries. Definitely need something else. Still though, I can't complain about the price. I mean, it's not bad, and hey, it's not their fault that I didn't order sauces. Plus, it's not like Runza's losing any business. I mean, I'll be back whether or not I like their food. And to be honest, it's not that bad. You know, I kind of feel bad doing these location ranks because honestly, like, I got plain fries. Like, what was I expecting to be blown away? I don't know. So I'm gonna have to give this 3rd of 3, but nothing personal, 11th and Cornhusker folks. You're just doing your job, and I'm doing mine. These are very, very okay. Before heading to Runza, I actually got to talk with someone from the Lincoln Airport, which lost 97% of its typical passenger capacity in the month of April. So I figured it'd be a good idea to learn a little bit more about how that airport is handling the massive drop in flights and what that could mean for the future of LNK.
My favorite part about Lincoln is definitely that it's like a small, big town. I can't go anywhere without running into someone I know, and that's always kind of, you always see friendly faces and people smiling. There's always something to do in Lincoln too, so I just appreciate that I can get places quickly, and everybody's always smiling and they're super friendly, and that's just something that I've heard about Nebraska in general, but I've lived here my whole life, and it's true. I think one of the biggest challenges is like Lincoln is trying to grow and staying up with that growth. We're attracting new businesses all the time, but sometimes the infrastructure isn't always catching up with that. So I know we're having a lot of issues with roads, potholes, things like that, getting people to and from places. So, that's a challenge that I think as general we're going to keep facing as we're growing and people are coming here for jobs and opportunities in college. We need to be able to support those people that are coming as well. The pandemic as a whole has really affected everybody's daily life, and the airline industry has definitely been subject to that. So in the last few weeks, we've dropped as low as 97% from our passengers. So that's a huge dip. We were seeing flights obviously being canceled and only maybe 4 or 5 people on a flight at a time. So to give you kind of perspective, in the whole month of April, we saw 500 total passengers. And before COVID-19 hit, we were seeing 500 a day. It's not just a Lincoln Airport issue. I think this is going to be an issue that airports across the country see. I think Lincoln's set up luckily to be in a position to rebound from this. Luckily here specifically at the Lincoln Airport, so we have 5,000 acres of industrial park and air park that we own. And so our revenue just isn't coming just from commercial airlines, it's also coming from tenants who pay us rent. So luckily, we're able to survive and hopefully kind of get through this pandemic. And then, we know eventually people will come back. It might be 18 to 24 months, when people start feeling comfortable flying again. And we're hoping, at that time, Lincoln is going to be their choice when they want to come back and start, flying again. And again, we hope too, because we are a smaller airport, people will like the idea of not feeling congested. We have the ability to clean and make sure that people can social distance. And so, we're hoping that's going to actually set us up and be a benefit when people do want to come back and fly again. I mean, obviously it is a challenge. Our biggest asset is the convenience. If you live in Lincoln or around Lincoln, it's easy to park, it's easy to get to the airport. It's very easy to get through TSA and check in. And so it really cuts down on that drive time. So that's the biggest benefit to your community airport is the convenience and cutting down on your drive time and things like that and parking. It's going to be difficult to compete with a larger airport because they have more airlines. We only have 2 here in Lincoln, and they may have multiple in Omaha. So it depends on what your destination is and things like that. That's always going to be our biggest challenge, but we're hoping again, post-pandemic, people will start feeling comfortable flying again, and with the destinations we do offer, people can pretty much get to wherever they need to go. We're confident that Delta will come back. Part of that is just kind of seeing how this whole pandemic thing, plays out. We're not the only city that's affected. A lot of the airlines put in their destinations that they wanted to stop mostly due because of the pandemic and low flight numbers. We're hoping that September is that kind of magic month where Delta does decide to come back, but easily they could extend it, especially if we do see a second wave of COVID, which could happen, who knows. So we're just hoping to kind of set up that they do come back and passengers come back with them. I think the biggest thing for local leaders is to support the Lincoln Airport by one, understanding like who we are and what we actually bring to the community. We're more than just airplanes landing and taking off. We have 5,000 acres, like I mentioned before, and 300 tenants. And so we have this huge industrial park, and we're kind of in the middle of an economic study, but that impact study right now is showing that just having the airport here in Lincoln brings $1 billion annually to the community. So just think about what that does. I mean, we just alone employ 85 employees, but then we also have these huge tenants like Duncan Aviation and Lincoln Industries who are pivotal to our community because they then employ thousands of people. So just the airport alone, and what we own and what we operate just brings tons of revenue to the Lincoln community. Oh, that's hard. So typically I will get a cheese Runza with a side of ranch and frings, but if it's in the winter months, then definitely chili and cinnamon rolls.
Well, thank you for listening to this episode of my Runza adventure. I certainly learned a lot, and I hope you did too. Have a great day.